Yo, what's going on YouTube? So I kind of been debating making this video for quite some time now, probably since season 1 was first announced with the new mode of Strikepoint 4v4. But before we get into that, I just want to say I love the bigger maps. I understand the Battlefield community wants bigger maps for all their vehicles and whatnot, but this video particularly is just kind of what I kind of enjoy in video games, especially FPS games in general, and that's a whole competitive scene. I don't know much of Battlefield ever having a competitive scene. I mean, the maps are huge. I think the smallest I've ever seen is like 8v8, and even then, I don't really know how that would work since it's that it would have to be like 2 squads, and 3 can only have up to 4 squads. But with the whole new strike point mode, I played a little bit of it, as you can see in this video. The maps are even smaller than the King of the Hill and Domination maps, which I was kind of caught off guard because I was really trying to figure out how they were going to do it, but they really just kind of etched out another piece of a map and then it was like, oh, here you go. So strike point's a lot of fun. Let's just get that out of the way. I enjoy it. I grew up playing a lot of Search and Destroy. Rainbow Six Siege was like my entire life for probably like 8 years until like other games came out and kind of just took my interest. I love CSGO, whatever. I know Strike Point's not exactly like those one life modes when you plant a bomb or whatever. In this one, it's 2 teams. You go, you capture a single zone that's in the center of the map. Um, and yeah, you kind of just go from there. In my opinion, almost all of the maps are fairly good for this mode. And as I was playing it, I was kind of just looking at it like, maybe we could do like a competitive scene for for Battlefield. You know what I'm saying? We got King of the Hill, which is like hard point for you Call of Duty people. And if they put that mode on some of these smaller maps, I think it could really work out, honestly. And as you can kind of see with them doing the King of the Hill maps and now the Strike Point maps, they honestly probably could make like a smaller version for like Rush or Breakthrough. I love Breakthrough and Rush. I love all the modes in the game other than the team deathmatch or the deathmatch ones. I'm not too big on those, but that's neither here or there. So if they could etch out maybe like an even smaller map for those breakthroughs, the Rush, King of the Heel, and as you keep doing with the strike points, I think they could really make a competitive scene, or I guess a competitive playlist. I guess it's kind of really dependent on the players on if they're gonna want to create a competitive scene for it. But honestly, I've never known Battlefield to have much of a competitive scene about it, especially like I said earlier, since I think the smallest I've ever seen is 8v8. So honestly, I think they should kind of go into that. They already have these big, massive maps, and as they're doing with these other modes, they can really just cut out a section of an already existing map and just say, "Hey, here you go. Try this out. See if it works out." So, in my opinion, it wouldn't take much resources away from making the bigger maps that everybody's kind of really wanting, so you can fly your jets, your helicopters. You know what, I'm not big on the flying aspects of Battlefield. I like my feet on the ground, or I'm in like a tank or one of the trucks or whatever. That's more my play style. But I know a lot of people are kind of upset that the maps aren't really built for my flyers out there, so I feel like if they do that, they can, as long as they focus on the big maps, they can continue to just like cut pieces out of their already built maps and make them for like a competitive playlist. Now, a few things that I think could also cause an issue would just be more of like what is it called, the kind of the classes. um the classes are weird. At first I thought it was going to just be a lot of assault players whenever I was playing the strike point, but um it's actually quite a few support and assault. Those are probably the main two. I think in this video, and I think I'm going to use 2 games for this video, but I think both of them I use engineer. I think I used support maybe once, but I feel like engineer might be kind of a slept on one, because there was a moment where this dude was kind of just destroying us from this building. And I was like, you know what? I'll just switch to engineer, yada yada yada. Well, little did I know is if you blow up a building, it stays blown up until you switch sides. And in my opinion, that is great. So if it's like a pre-known spot that people like to go and camp in, you can pick engineer that first round, shoot the building, break that open, and then next round you can play whichever one you prefer. Or if you want to just wait to see if they even go to that spot, you can go play assault support. I guess recon. I don't really. Recon's the main one I'm kind of like lost on. I don't see how people could really use that one. I guess if you just kind of sit in the back and snipe and let your team do their thing. I mean, I guess you could use a recon drone, spot a few people. I mean, that kind of puts you out of the action, so I don't know how well that'd be, but you do get intel. So maybe I'm kind of digressing from where I just started. Um, but yeah, you can kind of just see how the other team plays, and then you can kind of adapt. I think one other issue I hate is I hate that I can't change my class whenever the round ends. I have to wait until the round starts and the 3-second countdown is going. I don't really like that. I like to, if we could just switch that during like the whole entire round transition, but that's, I don't know, this is kind of something I was just thinking of. But let me know what you guys think. Do y'all think a competitive scene could fit in Battlefield? Do you not want a competitive scene for Battlefield? Um, have you played Strikepoint? That's a huge question. Have you played Strikepoint? If you do, how do you like it? If you could change anything, what would it be? Honestly, one thing I might change is I would probably add a second zone, maybe. Um, the one zone, I guess, it's not bad. As I kept playing, people kind of started doing a little bit more strategy to the whole game, but it wasn't too bad. I think two zones would be better. One is fine. I think I think it'll work out, especially as people keep playing, learning new strategies and whatnot. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see more Battlefield, Call of Duty, other FPS games. And yeah, I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. I'm out. That's why you play the objective, bitch. That's why you play the freaking objective, y'all. I should have wore like a lighter shirt since my lamp broke. So that's something to kind of like reflect on. Nice. Get your ass up, brother. Alright, let's win this right here, yo. Let's win this right here. Let's end this right here. Damn with the shit. I want to switch it. Oh, they're down a person now. That's unfortunate. I wonder why they left. Only down. Oh, what? It forced me up and then it made me stuck. Ain't that a bitch?
Fuck! Need a medic! Stay with me! Let's move! Right now!
Nice. Good shit, y'all. GG's.
GG's, GG's, GG's. This is my favorite tempo.